they're gross. Ew, son una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Jennifer Bonilla, you can decapitate Carol Cristina, whatever her last name is. You can decapitate Brittany Akerson, you can decapitate Monica Pacheco. You can decapitate Liz Nieves if she isn't dead. You can decapitate Katie Leon. You can decapitate Katie Miller. You can decapitate Angela Jams. You can decapitate Lindsay Fischler. Who else? Esa gente da un asco. You can decapitate Benjamin Sarason's sons, raping and stealing money and getting the way of saving money. It's April 17, 2025. You can give me money in person through PayPal. It's Blue Sky Designs Club. In love is pensando straight to my heart. Arlene Lorenzo Art. Shop MTAYIAFAY. I entire shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene-Lorenzo-Acevedo. You can decapitate everyone who gets in the way of me receiving money so that Jade and Kehlani can't be with me. They're parásitos, these leeches. They want to pretend that they're the mommy of Jaden just trying to rape Baker. They're trying to pretend that they're the mommy of Kehlani just to rape Baker. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Ese tipo es un puerco. What are their names? Andrew, Albert, Alex, basura, asquerosidad. Ew. El Don Asco es una basura. And he doesn't practice stopping. And then he goes on and saying que eres clarividente. And inserts any mierda de thought still. El tipo es un bruto, cuando digo que es un bruto, una asquerosidad. Eso es lo que es. He terrorized my parents decades ago to not provide for me, trying to rape me. He acquires leeches that become groupies of his. They're like, we'll join you when you go on a date. Please take me out with you. And that's how he supplies people to suck his dick because he's a sex addict, un menorito asqueroso. Qué gente tan puerca. Fo. Anyways, you can get me money through my GoFundMe campaign. What else? What else? I want to receive money today. I want to eat. I want to shower today. I want to connect the energy in my apartment, the electricity. ASAP. It's been already a month, but they're saying, si ya se acostumbra a vivir sin electricidad, si puede vivir toda la vida. La tipa tan bruta, they don't see that there's electricity there. I hope they go out to jail or get decapitated by people that have immunity to kill them. You can decapitate Jennifer Bonilla. You can burn her like Carol Cristina, whatever her last name is. You can burn her like Monica Pacheco. You can burn her like Katie Leon. You can decapitate Yesenia Nieves if she isn't alive. If she is alive, forget they faked, possibly. Liz Nieves' death, Katie Leon said, Liz Nieves died. And I'm like, and? For real. Kehlani's classmate's mother from school at MacDill, Tinker Air Force at Tinker. At MacDill Air Force Base, the school name was Tinker, I think. That was it. Ew. What else? You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo that gets in the way of your saving money so that I kill the people that steal from me in self-defense. I'm not in the mood for that right now. I don't kill when he tells me to kill. I would never kill. And I'm not gonna waste my time seeking those people's lives to kill them in self-defense. That's what the FBI is for. That's what the United States Department of Justice is for. That's what the International Criminal Court is for. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez, the sons that raped me, to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, un menorito. Ew. Trying to starve me. Ew, is severely delayed. 4. Ew. Trying to starve me, trying to get me to have sex with him. That is considered rape. It's not my safe place, never has been my safe place, won't ever be my safe place. When I'm financially stable, I'll sue him to get my money back. Gloria needs arranged marriages for me with those leeches, and they went on to steal my money, my homes, my vehicles. Right now, I have like $3 in my bank account. And that's not enough money for food for me. I want to visit Jada and Kehlani. Well, Jada and Kehlani are with their dad in Wesley Chapel. What else? Él se mudó hasta Wesley Chapel a ver si la gente lo confunde con el papá de Jada and Kehlani. Possibly, gente, that's how low he is. He is disgusting. People call him asco in Aguada, Puerto Rico. People call him disgusting. He's obsessed with finding people whose homes are like 45,000 square feet, and anyone that doesn't have a home that large in the streets. El tipo es un puerco, una basura. He killed my mother because she never gifted him anything. Always has the wrong expectation that people need to be giving him gifts. So because I refuse to have a relationship with him, he steals my money and gets in the way of me receiving money. Does he stop me from? I never think about him. He's never been a priority in my life. Won't ever become a priority in my life. I want him dead immediately. There's people in Aguada, Puerto Rico that have immunity to kill him in self-defense for me. What else? El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. And I need money for me to pay my electricity bill. What else? What else? I'm so bored. I'm starving. You can decapitate la leech, Margarita Correa. Yeah, she's trying to kill me over it that I don't want. She's after my parents. Una asquerosidad, una basura esta tipa. 4. I wasn't even living rent-free back then. I've been a homeowner several times. This leech stays in my home without my permission. And steals my money and gets in the way of me receiving money. And they go for the kill, emotionally and verbally, trying to get one to kill oneself. They're disgusting, so is this one. Anyways, not anything. What else? Oh, as I was saying earlier, ahora yo soy facilita. My mother had me as a free-range kid. Our own family, supposedly, according to him, I was jumping on penises and vaginas as if they were seesaws and swings and trampolines. So he sees me as dirty and he wants to kill me. I don't see myself as dirty and wanting to kill myself. El tipo es una asquerosidad. El tipo es una basura. He gets groupies and mira esto, qué asco. Ew, ew. Where did that picture of them go? And then he recruits his younger brothers to hate me. They're disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. Un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate me, how many sort of sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of my money. So now I think everything back to my past, and I'm sharing information with Jaden Kenani that I shouldn't even be talking about. That doesn't, it isn't relevant. That piece of information isn't relevant to me. I stay away from that guy, and I've even been to dinner with him, and he's never raped me. Ew, 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 ew. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? He just hurt my child by stealing my money and me getting to that deep into my thought. He's disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. El tipo un puerco, un menorito, un ñoño, una basura. Una basura, una asquerosidad, gente. Dan un asco. Ew, ew, no wife, and this is their wife. Where did that other screenshot go? ¡Qué raro! Si she's a thief que me roba mi dinero, se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso. Una barrendera sin escoba, una asquerosidad. Decades ago, he said to me, with that name, the Empress, you won't want to be on Facebook or on social media. El tipo es un bruto. He thinks he intimidates me. He doesn't know how to gauge intelligence. Así de bruto es. Porque I'm silent in front of him doesn't mean that I'm not laughing at him internally when he used to speak to me. El tipo es puerco, una basura, trying to kill me in retaliation for not having sex with him. After all the insults that he's given me and after all the money and homes and vehicles that he steals from me, never. The answer is never. All he attracts is leeches that hate me porque he's in love with me. Y mira con lo que se va con basura, gente. Dan un asco, gente. Son una basura. Ew, 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 ew. This is a screenshot that I took from a Facebook post. And I sent this to the Blue campaign. Through the Department of Homeless Security, recently these leeches are terrorists. They're disgusting. She's trying to become Jaden's and Kehlani's mom. Nada más para mamárselo a ella. They traffic children away from the children's mother. She's trying to rape Jaden and Kehlani, most likely. Ew, ew, ew. He's trying to facilitate that for her. That's why Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias took Edgar as a hostage. A leech que se quedaba en mi casa sin mi permiso y ellos le pagan. Ew, ew, ew. These people are nasty. Una asquerosidad. They're worse than a turd, gente. They're worse que excremento. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Margarita Correa. You can decapitate. There was a comment there by Sonia Barral Chapman. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Guillermo Serrero that steals Jaden's and Kehlani's child support money. This leech asked Edgar decades ago to not provide for me, so I can't run from him. He's trying to rape me still. Ew. El tipo es una basura. He violates my rights, has no respect towards me. Y se cree que yo voy a tener relaciones sexuales con él. Es bruto, pero como él es un facilito, he's a sex addict. He doesn't think about respect when it comes to sex. He's not a normal person. Él es un menorito asqueroso. Y es una vergüenza. I don't even consider this a relative anymore. Fo. Dan un asco. Dan un asco. He's trying to kill me to keep my childhood bedroom to be with my sister. Because if I had not been born, then my sister would have had a great relationship. My sister uses them as pawn to kill people. They just killed Gloria Nirsa. Over nonsense, gente. Over nonsense. They're greedy as fuck, dumb as fuck. Mira esto, gente. You can decapitate Deborah Bailey, una asquerosidad. Trying to rape me, Jada and Kehlani. Ellos le pagan para que ella se haga pasar por mí. That's why she says that she doesn't support this, porque le quito el trabajito ilegal que tiene. I'm tagging the FBI in this post. NATO, Interpol, the US Department of Homeland Security, the Justice Department in the United States, the International Criminal Court, maybe the US Army, maybe the US Marines. These people are disgusting. These people are disgusting. You can burn alive Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. You can burn alive Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. You can decapitate Tila Cole. She stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, or steals my money. You can decapitate David Ledesma, que es una basura, que se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso. He steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my vehicles. He's in love with one of them, and he tries to kill me because he doesn't know what love is. That's not love. El tipo es un puerco, una basura. He raped me in 2017. 2018, 2019, 2020, you can decapitate Rosaura Soto Rosa, que es un asco de persona. Ew, that's not a woman. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate David Ledesma, that possibly went on to build this business with money that he steals from me, trying to trap me behind the scenes. What they have is a scheme that they steal my money so that I starve. So that they tried this already with other people in my family of origin. They're girls. So that I go on and asking for half of this with him, as in giving him validation that I'm married to him, so I can't accuse him of raping me. Porque behind the scenes, like tan leeches type all day, scheming and asking people to not give me money. And then they would have mocked me. They're like, como que you're going to accuse him of raping you cuando te enteren, porque then they have a pattern. I've heard that if one gets half or at least accuses him in court, they're like, we're going to give you a little bit of money. But that's how you get half of that business. That has to be a lot of money. And then one either receives a little bit of money or not, through claiming that one is the spouse, and then they confess with the screenshots of, look at how we manipulated him to work at Garden, look at how he raped you, look at how he had sex with you, and that said that your vagina is nasty and it stinks, and that he's had better sex with me instead of you. Ha ha ha, look at him, he's like, ha ha ha, I raped her. So then they get one into the mentality of like, oh no, that could have been my husband. And then they're like, well, you can't accuse him of rape right now. If you went on to get half of the business as a spouse, they're disgusting. So when I read this, I'm like, oh no, let him I doesn't go through that. Oh funded that shit, Maritza Arlene Lorenzo, with money that they steal from me. Que asco, Gigi Gentili has to be behind that. Ew. You can decapitate me. I mean, sweaters on his sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Maritza Vargas Lorenzo. You can decapitate David Ledesma. You can decapitate Ginny Gentili Lorenzo Suarez. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo. Gloria Nirsa's already dead. She possibly was like, no, don't give her any money, so that she goes and marries him already. This guy's the leash that my mother arranged a marriage for me decades ago. And it was a ceremony, and I was complaining the entire time, saying to him, I'm not married to you. He's disgusting. He wants to try to force women onto me to rape me. Just recently in 2023, tried to turn me into a sex slave, asking me to sell content with him that is sexual in nature while I'm starving and I don't have money for food. And I was at a homeless shelter. El tipo da un asco, una basura, gente, ahora son Quiroz. Decades ago, they celebrated that. They're like, debe, sí, ella debe lo de Ledesma para que la gente no te reconozca. Tú te pones el apellido de tu mamá, or I don't know if they got their own last name, that they married someone. And they're like, ahora son Quiroz, or that could be his last name. ¿Qué carajo sé yo? Esto no sirve para nada, es una basura. They have groupies that show up to try to kill one. That they show up for one to commit suicide. And they want to brag that they have orgies with this. That's not an orgy, that's menorito time. Menorito time is what they have. Like animals jumping on top of one another. They're worse than an adult daycare, gente. They're so disgusting. Una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Mariana Daza. You can decapitate Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias. You can decapitate David Ledesma. Ew, behind the scenes, they want to be like, we are not together. And look how we are not together. Boom, bam, bing, bam, 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 bam. Ellos violándose. Ew, trying to gain interest if one wants to get raped by them. They're disgusting. Brandon and Raymond are rape babies, gente. Esto es una leech, una asquerosa. Ew. More leeches, gente, que se lo maman y me roban mi dinero. Fo. You can decapitate Erica Gardapi. You can decapitate Sunset Stanley. You can decapitate Pamela Martin. You can decapitate Miriam Carrero. You can decapitate Ana Carrero. You can decapitate Maria Angeles Aviles. They went on to lose my virginity for me with these gentlemen. Fo. El tipo un puerco, he thinks I'm gonna ask him I want a date. He hires people to pretend to be me. Ew. Es un asco de persona. Yo creo que se mate. Pero today, yo espero que él se mate hoy. You can decapitate Mirna Rios. You can decapitate Luisa Gonzalez. You can decapitate Raymond Ramirez. You can decapitate Marilisa Echevarria. That save my homes without my permission. They steal my vehicles. They get in the way of me receiving money. And they steal my money. I've heard that they collect money behind the scenes saying that's for me and they never give me the money. They create fake accounts. Se pasan el dinero de una a la otra. And then they say she's on drugs. I gave her the money. What else? You can decapitate Gaminos Cachero that steals from me. You can decapitate la leech, Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo, da un asco. Ella quiere darme permiso para yo salir con ella. Ella un día se cree madame de un prostíbulo, un día se cree que es la main bitch no tiene que dar permiso para que el hombre salga con alguien bruta. Una cuero asquerosa. She's a violator of human rights, a kidnapper, hostage taker, a rapist, murderer, and thief. a bad mother too, killing her own daughter para irse a mudarse con él a Italia, España. Yo no sé dónde carajo, like, ay, qué sufrimiento, se me murió mi hija y necesito un break. Ay, Andresito me va a llevar y nos vamos. O ya se fueron porque mataron a Gloria Nilsson. Para ella tener una razón para llorar e irse de Puerto Rico y decir, no, la gente está mala. Pero Jesús Wilson Lorenzo mocks her so publicly that everyone on the planet knows about her. Oh, girl, she is trying to kill someone or trying to kidnap my kids. So she's trying to kill me para llevarse a Jere que la madre patria. Ay, they saved me. I was so depressed when my sister died, and I kidnapped her kids, and now I'm happy. Da un asco, son una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew. You can decapitate everyone that's caused me to be on food stamps. They steal my money, and then they're like, that's not a good promo. A good promo if I'm starving out of money. This isn't me trying to be an influencer of food stamps. This is me asking for help. They steal my money. They get in the way of me receiving money. Decades ago, they mocked me. They're like, atrévete a poner una foto tuya con your dry skin on the internet or I'll kill you. He's a nobody to me. Él es da insignificante en este planeta. So when I need to ask for help, I ask for help and that's it. El tipo es un puerco. They've been trying to kill me before I was born, after my generational wealth that I don't even have access to because my parents think that they're going to be pickpocketers and steal it from me. Dan asco, son una basura. You can decapitate me, my sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. They cost over 18 million deaths trying to rape me. They're trying to facilitate genital ladies raping me. They prioritize the leech que me quiere violar porque esa es la que se lo mama a ellos y ellos se sienten importantes. Dan un asco. You can decapitate Licinales. You can decapitate Mario Guajardo. You can decapitate any of these people that are trying to rape me, possibly, and maybe him with a fake account, trying to be like, pick a mood and talk to me. Fool. I don't ever want to talk to him. I want my money back because I'm an adult. When I'm financially stable, I will go ahead and have a lawyer sue them and get my property back. I had at least 4 BMWs by 1999 that I've yet to drive. Porque este leash se lo da a la gente que le mama el pene. Ella le mamó el pene y él le regaló mi carro. My personal vehicle with my name on it. Dan un asco, gente. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. You can burn alive de Señor Ramírez Lorenzo. You can decapitate Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Yadier Lorenzo Chaparro. You can decapitate Mario Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate whoever sent me this message as long as it's not Jaden Kehlani. Being coerced by my family of origin to be abusive towards to separate Jaden Kehlani from me. You can decapitate La Leach, Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo is they're just trying to steal my artwork. They fight over crayons. The menoritos so gross. The menorita so gross. She fights over crayons, she fights over McDonald's. Esta tipa es tan cuero, tan asquerosa, una basura. You can decapitate La Leach. Arlene Lorenzo is always stealing my artwork from me and always getting in the way of me receiving money, so I can't date because they aren't women. They get in the way of my life, so I can't date. They go, no, fan! And they're like, cafelados. Cogida de la mano con esto. And then they're, no, fan! Dan un asco, gente. Dan un asco, son una basura. They get in the way of me dating by stealing my money, and then they're parading themselves as if they're a couple or throuple or whatever it is. They're anormales, gente bruta. Son como animales que se trepan encima uno al otro. They don't know what sex is. Son una vergüenza, una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that have raped me, to steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate everyone that has caused my starvation, my depression, my poverty, my anxiety, my homelessness. Yo no voy a correr a la casa de él y mía just because it has his name and mine in the title. Esto es un puerco tratando de violar the one that home sold. Before it was even built, I asked him, sell the house. If that's from the artwork that you and I painted, I want the money from the house. I don't want the home built. He said, you don't know what you're talking about. You're a minor. I hope he gets the death penalty and people say, he's been a candidate since she was a minor. Como que because I'm a minor, I need my rights to be violated. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. ¿En cuántos cruceros ha ido in the past 5 years con mi dinero que me roba? Es un leech asqueroso. Es un leech, un vago. Porque me roba mi dinero. Él es un vago. And people say it's so sad. They don't ever want to run out of money, so tratan de matar a Arlene. And the time that they spend pitching, stealing from Arlene, they could pitch for themselves. They have no value on this planet when they pitch using my name and they steal my money. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that rape me, to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. Dan un asco. You can decapitate la leech Berenice Venegas, que ellos le pagan so that she pretends to be me. She was on Nordstrom stalking me. They knew when I would arrive to San Antonio. They knew that I had plans possibly to work there. So Sarah Francis was there, Berenice was there, getting on my nerves, literally. So I quit after working there a year. I'm like, these are no influencers, these are no women. I'm working like near crybabies, y que Gabriela Heiser, una asquerosidad, trying to rape me. This leech, Berenice Venegas, Sarah Francis, that stayed in my homes without my permission and steals my vehicles. La menorita esa que la Barnes that used to stay with him in my home without my permission. He turned my home into un prostíbulo because he's a sex addict. He went and kept the home and invited leeches on to stay there that would accept payment for him having sex with them, pretending to be me, and he would give them my vehicles. El tipo un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate anyone in this list that steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money, stays in my homes. Without my permission, steals my vehicles. I'm killing Jennifer Mari Vasquez in self-defense Sunday. What else? You can decapitate whoever sent me this message, as long as it's not Jada and Kehlani, who may have been coerced by my family of origin as to separate Jada and Kehlani from me. You can decapitate Esquil Rivera, and they steal my money, so I get sexually harassed. This is a pattern that they've exhibited before. So if they were wondering why I've never called them to invite them over as a +1 or una cita, they're leeches asquerosidades that I wouldn't ever want to be with. And they have a whole tribe of people of like, cuando tú crees que alguien te lleva a comer? For real behind the scenes? They don't understand what the word no is. Ew. You can decapitate everyone that's caused my poverty, my anxiety, my depression, my starvation. These leeches asked my parents to starve me 30 years ago, to try to rape me, because if I get hungry, then I'm going to go with them to the man with the pockets. He thinks, that's why he keeps control of the money. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. So I've never had sex with him. He's kidnapped me in my parents' home and then raped me in my own home. Compare me to Gini Arlene Lorenzo Suarez, and isn't even a woman. He had my first coffee with him with Ginny Gendaliris in my home. He said, amarró a Ginny Gendaliris en una cama de balaustre in my home without my permission of Ginny Gendaliris being there. And he still thinks that I'm going to ask him out on a date or take him anywhere. Yo quiero que él se mate. Doesn't he have a gun? Yo quiero que él se mate. Ginny Gendaliris should kill herself today. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receive money. Under that account, Arlene Lorenzo, she made sure to show a picture of herself next to una cama de balaustre, gente. And they'll show you the videos of como ellos la amarran a eso. Wow, and wow. They're skill seekers. They're girls. Ew. They see eyes, but they're like, okay, but can they see and can they see all green? Dan un asco, gente. Dan un asco. You can decapitate Ginny Gendaliris Lorenzo Suarez. That steals my money so that I get raped. So they're not even happy, gente. So dan un asco. Ellos van cogidos de la mano a los sitios. Y se presentan como like, this is my wife, this is my husband. And they're a fraud. They're a fraud. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Ew. You can decapitate that leech, Arlene Lorenzo. They're starving me on purpose, trying to facilitate a moment where Arlene can tell me that she'll give me a spanking so that Arlene doesn't die for not being able to rape me. Because that's the least that I could do for my sister. He'll say now that I had babies and it's obvious that my vagina has had action. El tipo no respeta la sexualidad, es un bruto, una asquerosidad, dan un asco, gente, dan un asco. Decades ago, esto sería si tu hermana se mata. He's stealing money from me, no se va a arreglar with me sucking my sister's titties. El tipo es un bruto, is a hoarder of dollars. Esto es una lista behind the scenes. ¿Quiere brag about cuántas veces ellos se lo han clavado? You mean how many times they've raped each other? They're death capital punishment worthy. There's nothing sexy about these people. Ew. You can decapitate everyone that works at here for hope that steals my money, gets in the way of my receiving money, steals my vehicles and stays in my homes without my permission. He's possibly profiled a few of them thinking it's funny. Ha ha ha, he was at a homeless shelter and they're right here. Ha ha ha. Decades ago, he said to me that because I have influencer status, that he's gonna make sure that no one ever takes me on a date, that no one ever takes me out to a massage, that no one ever treats me well. Él es un fucking pendejo que se pone celoso de que his mother complimented me on my outfit when I was a child. That dumb. That wants all his mommy's attention. Un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of receiving money. They're not smart at all. They're very dumb. You can decapitate whoever sent me this message as long as it's not Jada and Kehlani abusing me. As to separate Jada and Kehlani from me, you can decapitate whoever sent me this message as long as it's not Jada and Kehlani abusing me. As to separate my son Jada and my daughter Kehlani from me. These are leeches que él se lo maman desde que he was in kindergarten for. He thinks that I get jealous because they had grandmothers. Él tiene una fucking obsession. Doesn't it annoy him? Or he becomes that shit too. Él tiene, porque he may be a witness of that, and their younger brother, 9 years younger than me, they have a fucking obsession over the fact that I didn't have a grandmother, so they're like, esta tenía abuela y Arlene no. Pues entonces que te abuela, mami, y Arlene yo no puedo ni hablar. El tipo Don Oscar se cree que juega Barbie con la gente. Es una basura, una asquerosidad. Decades ago, this leech walked into my parents' home and said, Princess, my brother said that I can't have sex with you ever. That I need to hate you. Same with 9 years younger than me. Ew, 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 ew. 2 of these leeches have said to people that if they ever have sex with me, they're going to kill me immediately so his brother can't have me. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of your saving money. El tipo un puerco, una basura. You can decapitate Muñoz Carrero, you can decapitate la leech, Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo. Esta tipa es una puerca asquerosa que me roba mi dinero, stays in my homes without my permission and steals my vehicles. They're always like mendigando and wondering what one knows about them. Nothing. Ella siempre está looking into my life y rodeándose de la gente que me conoce. Does she non-stop hang out with the entire class that I attended school with, just pretending to be me and getting their attention para que le diga, Marilyn, tú eres más linda, Carly. That's what she does, mendigando for compliments. Una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receive money. You can decapitate Esteo Rivera. You can decapitate Muñoz Carrero. You can decapitate Gio Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Ginny Gendaliris Lorenzo Suarez. That's me always asking people to give me money. You can decapitate Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias. You can decapitate La Lich, Caro Cristina, whatever her last name is. She just killed Gloria Nirsa Acevedo Cordero. By getting in the way of me receiving money, she steals my money. She stays in my homes without my permission. She steals my vehicles. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Clarissa Cepeda. She stays in my homes without my permission. Steals my vehicles. That's in the way of me receiving money. Or steals my money. Anyways. You can decapitate Luis Lorenzo that tried to rape me when I was 14. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Marisa Vilves that as a very small child, she terrorized me to stay away from her kin. These leeches kill for penis and vagina. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. Agua, Puerto Rico is full of leeches like her. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. You can decapitate mi Dali Carrero que se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso, me roba mi dinero, me roba mis vehículos, and gets in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Aida Carrero that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money. Eso es lo que hacen still. They confess. I don't go and find out anything about this. Decades ago, possibly after talking to the parole officer. Mira esa leech asquerosa. She gets in the way of Ramon sending me more money. She killed Gloria Nirsa trying to be Ramon's girlfriend. Dan un asco, gente. She wants to be his +1 at a date. So she killed Gloria Nirsa and they facilitated that. He thinks that because I'm poor, people are going to accuse me of killing Gloria Nirsa. El tipo es un bruto. Él me ve como Mario Kart. Zero, guys, soy mi Rebecca. Ya se va a morir. This past week, I barely spent any money on food and I ate every day. What else? Not food to my liking, but I ate every day. And with the exception of today, that I'm extremely tired. I bathe every day without electricity, without hot water. Hay que quiere que yo me bañe con ella y lo seduzca. If this were a knife and I could kill them all. Y ella espera, dan un asco, they're like, with him. Entonces they want to kill Jaden Gilani. Now that I've said that with that aesthetic, I would have had sex with the men and Jaden Gilani, not with her. So, and they're my second cousin, so that's the thing people say when it's relationship. This is so cuero tan asquerosa, ew, so ugly, ew. Que ella se ilusiona y ella la ilusiona de le dicen, dale, Marilyn, no le des dinero a Arlene, que un día se van a bañar juntas. Imagínatela ahí tú con ella, ¿qué le harías? That's what they do behind the scenes. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They got my vagina pictures, possibly. They possibly have cameras in my apartment without my permission. They have a bad habit of entering people's home without people's permission. Esta gente dan un asco, son una gente tan maceta, trying to rape me full and trying to rape Jaden Kehlani. Dan un asco, no pagan ni una piña colada. They all stay in my homes without my permission. They steal my vehicles, they steal my money, and they get in the way of me. What else? What else? You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, everyone that steals my money, everyone that steals, that gets in the way of me receiving money. These people are disgusting. These people are disgusting. You can decapitate David Ledesma that tried to turn me into a sex slave. That's their idea or his. So for him, they're his customers. If I had agreed to do the sexting, they'll buy him the work. Oh, ew, y possibly esta leech. Y esta, pagan. They possibly are all behind the scenes admiring my vagina picture without my consent. They're so gross, son una basura, son una asquerosidad. Ew. You can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman. That stays in my home without my permission, steals my vehicle, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money, and then is telling me that I need to get a job. And he's like, oh yeah, como un perro asqueroso, gente, esos son anormales. They're short bus ready, guiando mi Maserati. Dan un asco, they're an embarrassment. They're an embarrassment. Ew. Imagínate, so they're worse than an adult daycare. Que se robaron la guagua and then se robaron mi Maserati. Así se comportan tan asquerosos, son una basura. You can decapitate Erica Gardapi, que es un asco de gente, is trying to rape me with her for decades already. Y ella doesn't give up. She shouldn't even have accepted my Facebook friend request if I sent it to her. Or she shouldn't have sent me a Facebook friend request. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Erica Gardapi. I don't need to work. I want my money back. Or people to give me money ASAP. What else? What else? This is so small. Just eating 2 slices of bread. And the past hour or so, phone, and I drank water. Food isn't scarce either. They're disgusting. They don't understand supply and demand. They don't understand business. They don't understand economics. They don't understand finances. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. What else? This is so small. Tell me what possibly. What else? They possibly have a duplicate that they want to kill me, so they're like, we don't send her money, porque by this day she'll be dead, so whatever. Then people are gonna find that she shopped at La Cantera, and they're gonna be like, oh, so she was an avid shopper. And then it'll lead to us, even with the internet, even with me exposing them, they're possibly planning to kill me. They're so dumb. They're so gross, and the FBI lets them to a certain extent. Plan to see if they catch them with more charges. As if what they're doing to me isn't already a violation of my rights in death capital. Punishment worthy for them. Ew. Esta gente da un asco. Son una basura, las menoritas tratando de violarme. Ellos le prometen mi toto a Berenice Vega y ellas se emocionan. They're like, yeah, si se queda con hambre no tiene dinero, ese toto es mío. Girl, I stopped talking to them in 2021 before she becomes Toto Asper. Have you heard them how they whine? They're like, but I thought we were best friends, and right now I think I'm the only option that you have. What else? So in 2021, I said, listen, I can't talk to you anymore. You're a joke. You're not a woman. What else? You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo. You can decapitate Sahara Ryder. We'll see. Okay, once it's fixated on that I work as a secretary, just to please him. Porque that's your Lord God that would do anything, even get the death penalty for him. Así actúan, they're minoritas, groupies of them, willing to go to jail and get the death penalty. They think they won't get caught. Everyone knows that leech is a leech. Porque as soon as I have a situation, I talk about it with people. I'm like, do you know Sarah right now? We'll see que una asquerosidad. She already threatened me that she's gonna steal my money, get in the way of receiving money. So I'm forced to work like a Latina that I'm not. So that she can have it my man. So menoritas con una asquerosidad. This leech stayed in my home without my permission, steals my vehicles, steals my money and gets in the way of me receiving money. She steals my identity. She possibly signs up herself as Arlene Lorenzo in some places. Esta se pintó el pelo de rubia para que la lleve y se haga pasar de que soy yo a los sitios. Usually they have that dumb personality type. Dan un asco, gente, dan un asco. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate, what else? Edgar Muñoz Carrero, que es una basura. I don't want to work. A él le molesta lo que yo haga because I'm naturally happy. I don't do drugs. He quit smoking weed just to have the babies with me. Pero esto posiblemente es un pecado. I didn't know that at the age of 8. When I said, "Are you and I want to have babies?" and he said yes. And then in his teens, he showed up to my parents' home, confirming that. And that's it. Dating can only just a business transaction of, I wanted babies, I want babies, so let's have babies, you and I together. So esto quizás un tecato que I can't wait to get back to drugs illicitly. I don't know the word, I'm into drugs. Illicit drugs. So he gets annoyed at my existence, that I'm happy-go-lucky without any drugs, and that if I'm out shopping and having a good time, it makes them jealous. They're disgusting. I never think about them. Ew, they're groupies. They want to be my friends. I don't make time for them. I'm my own best friend. What else? What else? Go to Puerto Rico. Where? To my own best friend. Why didn't he say that? Is he planning to keep it? O ya Carlito le dijo, just mira, ya ver a Marlene, te mudas conmigo en verde con una peluca y ya tenemos esa situación. Ya salga contigo con una peluca haciéndote por salvarle. You can decapitate Carmena's Carrera, you can decapitate La Lich, Sarah Francis, que es un asco. She went to work at North Shore trying to pretend me they have the perfect marriage, and she gets home from work, estoy sudadita, y me dice, ay, ¿qué más hiciste pretending to be Arlene? So he got literally a different version of all my interests in them. Una trabaja en Nordstrom, la otra pinta, la otra networks, la otra no hace nada, la otra mata, así. Ew, and they volunteer for that. They're disgusting. Ew, and then they go on to say, I have goals of my own, you know? But they envy women so badly because they are women, that they go on with whatever that physically looks like a man. They'll stand by that and pretend to be women. They're like, I wonder what it feels like to be her. So se le mudan a la casa de una y todo. Dan un asco. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Mariana Daza. You can decapitate Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias. You can decapitate the people for her that le sirven a él de supply de quién violar o no. That's where my money went, supuestamente, decades ago too. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate everyone that works at the city of San Antonio that gets in the way of me receiving a voucher for a home. They suck dick illegally. Oof. To get those vouchers approved on time to their liking. They're gross. They possibly stalked me while I was working at Gap because Berlin works there, so she possibly shows them videos of me working there. Cada vez que yo me doble, he thinks that I'm doing a smile on his dick. I've heard that's how mentally ill they are decades ago. So they trafficked Berlin into working at Gap so that when I would be there, they would have access to videos or knowledge about me. Esa tipo es una licha asquerosidad. Yeah. You can decapitate Berlin. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate everyone that has caused for my electricity to be shut off. You can decapitate David Ledesma, que es una basura, una asquerosidad. What else? Did this login. You can decapitate anyone that says, oh, she's lived a month without electricity, she can survive forever. They're trying to get in the way of my reproductive rights. I could get healthy and have another baby with someone that would actually care about me. And I know how to use Tinder, I know how to use Bumble. I know how to take myself out on a date. I know how to get to the library, I know how to get to a restaurant. This leash ruined my library experience in Aguada, Puerto Rico for me, terrorizing me in my bedroom. I have no interest in him. Ew. I was dining once by myself and he went and stalked me there, put me in his vehicle, took me to the beach, and raped me there. Ew. Es un asco, una basura. Dan un asco, son una basura. Anyways, I need money for electricity. Yo no voy a estar more than what's not available. Anyways, dan un asco. They're possibly the ones that want to live en las tinieblas, pero ya porque son tan basura, they're world-known criminals. De que ellos quieren vivir en las tinieblas. Da un asco. In the meantime, let's do this. What else? What else? Amor. You can decapitate David this way, you can decapitate Liam Baker and then you want to think about him, then you want to know that he exists. In 2020, you can decapitate Guillermo Carrero. You can decapitate Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. You can decapitate Andrea Curd if she trafficked me into poverty trying to teach me how to get a job. I already know what LinkedIn is. I already worked in some places. I already turned in resumes to places. He wants to brag que la pone en cuero. She can whip me into shape with the job. I actually selected Gap on my own. Well, then he had Berlin there to whip me into shape as a manager. To me, I was just working at Gap. I quit though, however, because I was uncomfortable seeing these clothes. Every opportunity that I can have of getting a salary, even under the poverty level and just wearing cheap jeans. Trying to rape me, trying to get a conversation with me. Did you see all those dumb Facebook profiles? It's like, what do you want to talk about here? El tipo es un puerco, una basura. My siblings think that they're smart in being deceiving that way. Why? Because si este tipo asqueroso me llega a decir I love you through Facebook or hey prima, how are you? Directamente from his actual profile, ellas lo van a matar a él nada más por hablarme directamente. Ginny Gendaliri, una bruta. Este y yo, we had one place before I knew that he has a hate crime towards me, and I didn't remember him. We're laughing at each other, not at each other or with each other. Or maybe laughing at each other and Gina Jandaliri is interrupted and say, that one isn't yours. That one is in mine. What? That's my second cousin. Or a very handsome man back then. Porque I didn't even recognize him. ¿Cómo que that one isn't mine? Esa tipa una metiche, una asquerosa. I don't know if I was laughing with him or he was laughing at me, I was laughing at him. But before he spelled out a hate crime, how Manuel Delis would rape me porque Sarah like solo mama. So he picked someone to rape me. Dame un asco, como que that is in mind. Yo no estoy en KB Toys buscando algo específico and then I grab the wrong thing. And even if I grab the wrong thing, that's up to me and my decisions. Ella quiere pensar por mí y ellos quieren allow that for her. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Una basura, una asquerosidad. Qué gente tan puerca. You can decapitate Richie Hill. That raped me in 2023. His idea. They planned it right there in front of me. They're like, oh, she's on the steps in San Antonio for a while. In an HEB for too long, then I can show up on Jorge's birthday if that happens. So they get in the way of me receiving money so I couldn't leave Haven for Hope, so that Richie could have a chance with me. They're worse than telenovelas, gente, dan un asco, son una basura. Well, I'm saying every day I want to leave this apartment, I want to stay in a hotel today. I want to get the electricity connected. And I want to have a home with myself, Jada and Kaylani ASAP. They're behind the scenes getting in the way of me receiving money because they're like, well, first we need Richie to rape us, to rape her. Well, here's the harassment charge towards Richie. Is he in jail? Hopefully. Hopefully he's dead for raping me. And hopefully with that, they continue catching them and have already killed them. But sadly, I saw this bleach a few days ago at the library. You can decapitate Deborah Bailey, you can decapitate whoever sent me this message. They're groupies, gente, dan un asco, son una basura, eso no existe ni en LA. Ew, they're very outdated in how dumb they are. Full. You can decapitate whoever sent me this message as long as it's not Jada and Kaylani being abusive towards me to separate Jada and Kaylani from me. You can decapitate Katie Leon, you can decapitate Lizenia Nieves if she's alive, you can decapitate Carolina Chavez that stays in my home without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money and steals my money. You can decapitate La Leach, Mandy Hanson, Down Asco. You can decapitate Elisa Martinez, you can decapitate Nereida Galicia. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez, the sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Arnaldo Torres Gallosa if he stays in my home without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money or steals my money. I haven't talked to that leech in more than 20 years. I attended school with him. He was very abusive until one day I said, can you please just stop abusing me? And he stopped talking to me completely decades ago. They want to bring him back to bully me. I won't allow that. They already brought back so many leeches that because of amnesia, I'm like, who are these leeches that I didn't see? This was someone that I attended school with, so I remember clearly that is someone that potentially will bully me or sexually harass me, so that's why I don't have him on Facebook. Even decapitate Luis Lorenzo that tried to rape me when I was 14, they facilitated that. They stole my money to date them. They raped me in my bedroom. Una asquerosidad. Una asquerosidad. And then this leech, I happened to be talking to him about money and he tried to kiss me for I wanted to kill him. I haven't talked to him in more than 20 years. This leech decades ago said that that's who I'm going to marry. No, I won't. Porque they have a whole tribe of leeches que se maman and they are married to Luis Lorenzo. So for them all to rape me, he wants me to marry Luis Lorenzo. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate me young Kim Tower Limo, Dan Masco that leash had babies, the rape babies. She had them just to have a divorce, just to remind me what a divorce is. I didn't even want to marry Edgar in the first place, so that did nothing for me. Él no tiene first dibs of my vagina nunca. ¿Qué es eso? Un enfermo, un asqueroso. For. Ew. You can decapitate Valia, you can decapitate Maria Luisa Rosa, that they're trying to facilitate her raping me. Esa tipa es una licha asquerosa. She stalks me, possibly still stalks me on social media, trying to find out who it is that I'm sexually attracted to, trying to pose herself as a third wheel when I'm not attracted to her. She thinks that with a little bit of tweaking, with a little bit of this, with a little bit of that, I will become attracted to her. That's not how the brain works. That's not how people have sex. They're disgusting. They're aggressive as fuck. They're disgusting. There's nothing ever that's gonna make me attracted to her. There's nothing ever, there's no man that I would ever be around that would make me want to have sex with her. When I'm attracted to someone sexually, I know right away within seconds. And I've never been attracted to having sex with Maria Luisa Rosa. And that's not a, what is it? Like rechazo hacia su persona, de que se tiene que matar por eso. Dan un asco. Ew, they're so gross. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. You can decapitate David Ledesma. You can decapitate Edgar Muñoz Carrero. You can decapitate Alexis Alfaro, Monica Agüero, Tila Cohen. He wants to brag and says, I have a video where the four of us are together. Wow. He's the wannabe social. He wants to live with the Queen of England. She's already dead. For real. Damasco. You can decapitate Alexis Alfaro, Tila Cole, Monica Agüero. If they stay in my homes without my permission, steal my vehicles, get in the way of me receiving money, steal my money. You can decapitate a Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. La tipa es una puerca asquerosa. Esto no es una mujer, Sally. Me enteré en 2020. I never talked to her privately through Facebook. And I started asking for money on Facebook in 2020. And then I'm like, yeah, she's still that girl. ¿Cómo que no para contar mi cosa? I'm seeking the death penalty for her. I have a right to self-expression. I have a right to free speech. La tipa una puerca, una asquerosa, still trying to rape me. Full. You can decapitate Muñoz Carrero. You can decapitate Deborah Bailey. You can decapitate Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. She was possibly behind the scenes trying to get David Ledesma to rape me, and they encouraged them. They're like, dale, búscate un trabajo allí donde ella está bailando. So that was a group effort, and they're like, every rape woman goes, takes a picture of her vagina and says, you didn't hurt it. Yay, we have a Lisa's vagina picture in there. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. So gross, gente. I shop at Target today. I don't mean. You can decapitate Tila Cole. She stays in my home without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way we receive money, and steals my money. Wow. Her and David wow. Estos son unos menoritos asquerosos de sex addicts. Does he think being dumb is a real? And he testifies privately. He's like, Arlene is right. But in front of them, I'm like, yeah, that's right. Para que no me maten. Because that's the impression that I got. And possibly is the first one that is going to get killed. If he steals my money and gets in the way we receive money, people will say that happens. Porque he can't participate. Si él está tan cuerdo, then he can't participate in trying to rape a person and starving a person. So usually those are the first ones that get the death penalty, people say. For real. Dan un asco. You can decapitate Rosaura Soto-Rosa. Who else? Ew, esto se pasa ya de puerco, una asquerosidad. Anyways, me alegro que no tuviera electricidad, agua, es so uncomfortable. Pero pídele a tu vecina, pídele agua a tu vecina, pide comida a tu vecino. For real, que él lo hace a propósito. He hates me, pero él lo hace a propósito. For real. For real, for real, for real. Hard not to laugh at it. What else? 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 Porque parece que toda la isla está encantada con mi vagina y no atiende mis necesidades. Like I'm almost like stranded in San Antonio, Texas, with no way to get to Aguada, Puerto Rico, or Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, where I was born. Y la gente se la pasa tiki, tiki, tiki. ¿Y quién tú crees que será el muchacho que lo estará tratando de violar? Ay, sí, nena, esa receta. Cómprate esa tenis en Target, mira qué lindo. Porque I read a lot of people that I don't follow. So I kind of feel good about this happening, but I didn't encourage it, I didn't start it. What else? El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. This is my second cousin. Fall that raped me decades ago, that steals my money, steals my homes, and gets in the way of my receiving money. A terrorist that killed millions of people. Las liches que se hacen pasar por mí. They're not my friends. Just because we're Facebook friends doesn't mean that we're friends. So that's why I don't talk to them privately. They're wannabe lesbians trying to rape me, all of them. Possibly, they're disgusting. El tipo es un puerco. Decades ago, I said to him that I wanted to have sex with a woman, meaning me, for him to hopefully stop raping me. And he went on a rampage of, how about this one? How about this one? How about the other one? I'm like, Nene, no, but had you and I dated and we were out, like it would have been fun to tell you that I'm open to the idea of having sex with you and a woman. That's not even a woman either. And I'm not sexually attracted to it. And they get offended. Ew. They become stalkers, bleachers behind the scenes. They're pesters. Anyways, mira lo que me dio por culpa de este jodido bellaco que me robó mi dinero. Oh, I'm speech impaired and I don't have anyone to talk to. So when I received that message, that's what I thought. Though I don't remember his name, but I remember the actions that they take towards me, stealing from me. Anyways, I went home in San Antonio. They don't know that sharing is cool. On Facebook, these leeches, ¿cuánto le pagó a ella? ¿Cuánto le pagó a estas leeches para que en 2020 o antes me dijeran, Arlene, don't ever reshare a post that's not cool anymore. Esa no es la moda, esa no es la moda. And they intimidate one. They're very dangerous. They're very gross. They're trying to rape me, Jaden Kinglani. They steal my money. They have no respect towards private property. They have no respect towards the planet. They steal my vehicles. They get in my homes without my permission. They get in the way of me receiving money. They possibly collect money for me and don't give me the money. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. So una basura, una asquerosidad. In the meantime, I had a great time in Austin and in San Antonio in 2016. Not my favorite outfit, but it was good for the weather. I almost wanted to feel naked out of my home. What else? So this fabric was so good, so breathable. So sometimes when it comes to fashion, I think about that. It's like I would have worn something else, but I'm like as close to naked as I can be. Okay, I didn't know if I wanted another video with it here. What else? What else? What else? And so it's like easy access, hopefully. What else? What else? What else? That dress from H&M is so lovely. I wore it with heels too. It was $10. I have it in green too. So pretty. So pretty. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, this. That romper I think was from Papaya, which I had not shopped in a while, but I was in Florida, so when in Florida, I like. I'm like, okay, I'll just grab this. And this, oh my god, the quality of this one. But that's what I think about Papaya for the most part. That is just one day wear. Because as soon as I wash it, I think it's gonna break, but it doesn't. So I'm always surprised that I rewear. What else? What else? I'm so bored. I'm so bored. I miss David and I miss Kaylani. I miss David and I miss Kaylani. I wonder what I'll do on Kaylani's birthday, August 1st, 2025. I wonder what I'll do on David's birthday, April 1st, April 6th. April 6th, 2026. De behind the scenes, Darlene, ya han pasado 5 años y tu nene no está contigo. Violar, ya te violar. And then you're gonna celebrate your kid's birthday with them. I wonder what I'll do on Jaden's birthday on April 6th, 2026. I wonder what I'll do on Kaylani's birthday on August 1st, 2025. I wonder what I'll do on my birthday, June 19th, 2025. I don't remember their birthdays on purpose. They're nothing to me. Aker's birthday is July 17, 1980. Look at when it comes to respect, that's the birthday that I remember. What else? 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 I'm so bored. I'm so bored. You can decapitate Brittany Akerson. That's what he wants to remind me with that picture. I don't know what her last name is. Tell mama. To which my reaction is, and those are all fake profile pictures. Did he kill people that I friended on Facebook and then uses pictures to try to talk to me? It's like pick a mood and then talk to me. I have no reason to talk to him ever. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And I also enjoy only direct conversation. From the conversations that I have with Jaden and Kaylani, people can tell them. What else? 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 The traffic leeches onto my Facebook because they're not men enough to be on it. Son una basura, gente. Son una basura. Continues to be popular. Remote order. Anyways, I don't give up. Sadly, he needs me for the most part. It's like we're a team, but we're not. And he doesn't have to like me. But I'm pivotal to that campaign. That is why I have the most monkeys that follow me. And have you heard me for the past hour? What it is to have grown up in my family of origin? where everyone's like thinking about rubbing in their dicks and vaginas instead of like humanity in general, the planet. So I'm like a fucking messiah that out of that part from Aguada, Puerto Rico, people are like, okay, we can use her without using her because she's on board. She's a human. Doesn't think she's an animal like the rest. That's like a fucking hobby in that, like, wow, out of thousands of people, there's one that actually we can count on if we needed her, and yet they make it impossible to get access to her. To be motivational speaker, to just dance and live life. What else? 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 I think I saw him at a networking event about Facebook and the platform for the interface for Snapchat, but I fangirl so badly I couldn't even say hi. I may have just like said hi and walked away. I can't remember. What else? 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 Pero achieve coronavirus way before all these people died. What else? What else? I was supposed to marry his brother. Supuestamente, and he proposed. He's like, let's get married to the Catholic Church. I'm like, what's his name? So it's like, buddy, no, I don't even remember your name. At this full year, no, I'm trying to be an active participant of my life. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Or him? I don't know. I can't tell them apart. But I think that's the oldest one, no? I don't know. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm not playing into Matchy Matchy. Who is that one? That's just one of them. Very pretty. That's why I took a picture of it. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Es demasiada casualidad. El Día de los Enamorados, my favorite day, 31st of December. Ahora Semana Santa. Y yo haciendo nada y no estoy en la playa, maldita sea. If he wants to kill them, he can. For real. Oh, and they say they're trying to kill me because they say that I'm worse than him, but I'm not. They're like, can't you just like suck his dick to stop him from killing people? I'm like, no, like that's his prerogative. If he wants to kill people because he's angry for some reason, I don't want him killing me. I don't want him killing my children. Pero he's looking for something, apparently, because he's killed millions of people. For decades on decades on decades. Every time that I'm close to achieving world peace, he gets in the way. What else? 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 Porque he has a right to kill a lot of those people that abused me in self-defense too. What else? You can decapitate whoever sent me this message as long as it's not Jaden Kehlani. Abusing me is to separate Jaden Kehlani from me. There's disgusting gente, there's so basura, they're wannabe socialites. If someone is born with it, excuse me, no one has to give one permission for it. It's called, I'm in my home, I'm a socialite. It's called, I left my apartment and I'm a socialite. I'm a BJ's brew, whatever, I'm a socialite. In-N-Out Burger, I'm a socialite. I'm a the Moon's daughter, I'm a socialite. Where else? I'm at the hot dog stand. That's so good. Right in front of it. That guy is famous. Is he dead or alive? For real. I was socializing at the hot dog stand in the only place that I would have eaten them. Happily, con carne molida, que carajo tiene que importar a mí if that was an animal. They were so good. They were so good. Now there's a Burger King there. Pero that's not the reason why they stopped selling. Or maybe it's in another place or someone else sells them. Lo pinchos of nose. Wow. Have you seen me there? I haven't been in a while. As seen as Los Pinchos Nose? Who was on there later? Oh, I would show up to my grandpa's home. It was so cute. And I said, so like the families, the tabloids, they're so cute. I hate it. He exiled me from my own family of origin. Anyways, I would walk into my grandpa's home and some relatives would be there saying, well, we saw Arlene at the pincho stand and she is a vegetarian. I said, que se lo olvidó. And someone says se lo olvidó. Ese día que es carne. And then like, she doesn't have Alzheimer's or amnesia like that. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can have Arlene Jean. Oh, you working there? Y así se lo mamó más suave. Da un asco, gente. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. When do I testify against them? In a courthouse. Porque I'm more than ready. I'm tagging the FBI on this post, NATO, Interpol, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Justice Department of the United States, the International Criminal Court, the U.S. Army, maybe the U.S. Marines, maybe the U.S. Air Force. Even though the International Criminal Court exists, I'm seeking the death penalty for Arlene Jean. You can decapitate Benjamin Soto's sons, that rape me, that steal me money, and get in the way of receiving money. This leacher, his brother, took me hostage into my own home while she was dancing there pretending to be me at a party. Ew, la gente tan puerca, una asquerosidad. Fue una basura. He already killed Gloria Hirsa for that. Porque I shouldn't even have been at the party. The party shouldn't have happened, but I shouldn't even have been at the party. I'm like, why? I don't even remember the address to my own home. I purposely don't even remember just to not show up and kill them. I have better things to do with my life. El menorito y la menorita. What else? Look at my presents. They're so good. What else? But one doesn't know. What else? How behaved they are with their dad. This is me every day. Who's giving me money? What else? I want to socialize. Sunflowers pizza. I have to shower for that. What else? I don't do petty fucks, buddy. I don't do petty fucks. So that's what that means. This. Every time that millions of people die, it's because I don't do petty fucks. My money gets stolen from me. My homes, I'm not giving the keys. I don't have a vehicle at the moment and it gets stolen from me and people get in the way of me receiving money trying to rape me. So every time that I'm like, no, 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 I don't give petty fucks, people. I don't give petty fucks. Millions of people dying. And I tried to warn you in 2020. Give me money already. You can decapitate Richie Hill that raped me in 2023 and wants to put me to work. They want to take me hostage. They're so gross. They don't understand rhythm. And then they find someone that looks like me in La India or in Poland, and they're like, "This is so amazing, guys! I said Monday I'm picking you up in my Ferrari. It's not my Ferrari, but it's Arlene's. And I'm taking you out to dinner, and we spent like a whole week in Bali. And then she went back to her home, and so did I. I'm seeing her 6 months, and right now I'm like with another lookalike in Poland, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm in Arlene's home with this lookalike. Qué emocionante. And I know how to practice rhythm, pero ellos se cagan encima si yo le llego a hacer el amor. That's why he starved me a little bit. They're rape victims, some of them, or claim to be. But they have no right to starve me to get me to their comfort level to rape me. They're disgusting. I'm hoping to make history with a cover of a newspaper with pictures of all of these leeches. You know how they do in South America? They're like, mataron a fulano, el clan de los payasos asquerosos, basura, and all of his mistresses que no se bañan bien, sino es tocándose el todo pensando Marlene tratando de violarla. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And that should be the cover. All of their pictures dead. Oh, and not just men, porque people think in South America that men are the predators, que estas leeches are aggressive as fuck, no se quieren ni ellas mismas, farandulera, fangirls, una asquerosidad. Son una basura, gente, son una basura. So I'm taking a screenshot of this because that's the cover that I'm aiming for. So see? That all of these leeches get the death penalty, and then that's how it looks like. After they're dead. What else? 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 What a pretty sight. What is that? Central Library, and then I was so disappointed. I can't even say hi to him. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, I'm not gonna hide that. I think he's beautiful. I think he's beautiful. And I don't say that to boost his ego. He doesn't need me to do that. What else? 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 He doesn't like that compliment either. Porque he wasn't there when his parents fornicated and created him. What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Richie Hill that raped me in 2023. I possibly would have skipped this on Tinder or Bumble had I seen it. This guy is so gorgeous. Full. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? This is so slow. This is so slow. What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm starving and I don't have money for food. All I've eaten was bread in the past few hours and I drank water. And there's what? Uber Eats. What would I order? Down link. This is so slow. Yo que decapité toda mi cortesías, que se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso, me roba mi dinero, steals my vehicles, and gets in the way of me receiving money. They're girls. People say that I'm very kind, that I give them a chance to rectify things. And they don't get it. They're leeches. Una gente tan asquerosa. Fall. Ew. Lord. What else? You can decapitate my hands, so the sons are rape me, this is my money, their Lord. What else? Ellos dicen, pensando que yo soy más nunca. So they associate themselves with the hype girls and remind them of me. It was just bad timing and they don't understand that. Ew. So they get in the way of me dating anyone else. I could meet a Carlito somewhere. I'll be like, oh my God, so handsome. Take me right now. And then they're like, no fucking way. Leech that steals from his wife, that's who she's fucking now. But that's because she doesn't know that he steals from his wife. So no. Fall. That's not interest in me. I take that very serious. All that wanting to kill me is the cry of help that they don't want to have sex with me ever. What else? Ya Jimmy Jendali dice que puedo comer en mi casa sin permiso, haciéndose pasar por mí. When these leeches walked up to me decades ago, Jimmy Jendali is one. Y él se cree que yo lo voy a sacar a una cita. El tipo es un bruto, son una asquerosidad. Ew. In the meantime, friends travel the planet and meet people, ideally polyamorous men. Did I get a semi-confession of him killing Dorian Irsa? And say I can get my money back if I talk to him? Poor guy didn't like that. That he's raped me. Didn't like that post. I said, this individual has raped me and stole my money, steals my money, so that I can't date. And then he went on, someone liked the post and commented on it, and I tagged the FBI. And then it said, message me, and I tagged the FBI. That's the message. I follow FBI rules for my life. I always obey the law. I'm very strict with myself. I have 2 beautiful kids that I don't need to be an example for. Like, I love being the example that I am to them. By always obeying the law. What else? This is so slow. But that's what happens when one's mother goes on to marry one too handsome menorito without one wanting to be with him. Que las leches se enamoran. They're like, they think I'm a porn star. So they're like, wow, cuando le mame las tetas a ellos, eso se va a caer el mundo, se va a ser como fireworks, bla, bla, bla. Da un asco. Porque como ellas son facilitas y ellos son facilitos, ellos creen que uno abre las patas just cualquiera. And I really don't want to ever. I'd rather see it dead. What else? This is so slow. I look forward to life with myself dating Kehlani. What else?
Excuse me.
Yes. I'm
You smoking out here?
No, I'm just plugging in my computer. What else? What else? What else? What else? What do they over here? Why do they get? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, el video del pocho es like, ya, déjenme de otra. Y así de basura son todavía, ya unos viejos, still, nunca maduraron. ¡Oh, qué puercos! Ew. What else? 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 I'm so bored. You can decapitate how many sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of your money. What else? What else? What else? I want to order food for myself. I want to order food for myself. What else? I'm going back to my apartment and getting water. What else? You can kill the inconveniencer. ¿Qué carajo tengo que estar yo en un pasillo? Charging my phone because these leeches steal my money, get in the way of me receiving money, or trying to rape me. Eso me encojona, me endiabla. I could be right now cooking dinner for myself, Jada and Kaylani, or eating with Jada and Kaylani. These leeches are gross. They think that people watch this and they're like, diablo, someone la acusó de que if she smokes down, what's next? The FBI is gonna show up. They don't understand the law. Ew. They don't know how government works. They don't understand how police works. They're disgusting. They don't understand the law either. They think that just because they're pretty, like the law is gonna change to what they want it to be. I'm pretty too, and I'm pretty too. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Damasco, ew. Don't really feel comfortable. Just eat them. And I want one for food. What else? What else? No one wants to hear that someone in the building that they live in is a victim of rape. It makes them nervous and makes them cautious. That's all it is. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. What else? You can inhabit that steals my money, that gets in the way of me receiving money. That stays in my homes without my permission, that steals my vehicles. You can decapitate a homie and sons that rape me. That steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. That traffic leaches into my homes. That I never have a chance to get my money, my vehicle, or my property there. Son terroristas. They get jealous even if one drinks water, gente le molesta todo lo que una hace. They're like, no, but I should never. Sorry. Entonces no me lo presentan. But she doesn't share me. Un palito que ando, yo con Andrew, tú te imaginas. Yo con Andrew, dale, vamos a comer. Dale. Y Arlene que esté con un jevo que encontró en H&M bello. Ay, no, eso no me gusta, Andrew. Eso no me gusta. Ew, they do slim pickings with very handsome men just because someone else wants it. Entonces Lich, como es un sex addict, una basura, he hangs on to la Lich que lo viola. Ew, da un asco. Anyways, I stitched this last year. I don't have the key to my apartment. What else? My apartment is a mess. There's still no electricity. What else? That's why he wants a divorce, but I won't give him that. It'll be theft. That what he committed against me. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. I want to bathe and I have no energy. I have no food. What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate everyone that steals my money so that I show that my apartment looks like this. They were hoping to accuse me of being a slob and then publicly being like, pero Arlene, coño, limpia tu apartamento. Que se ve más bien recogido, no así. I mean, la baby, que I'm so beautiful, telling Arlene that she needs to clean up. Y así ellas se masturban y violan a la gente. Y así se violan ellos mismos. Dan un asco, gente. Son una asquerosidad. Son una basura. Not when I'm asking for money from people and not when I'm stating who are the people that steal from me. They identify themselves in 2020 of how gross they are. Yo no he comido bien, no tengo energía para limpiar, así se queda. My kids aren't with me at the moment. Anyways, I'm eating more bread, drinking water, and then heading over to another part of the building because I don't want that lady to be upset and then show up again, possibly. Nervous. No one wants to hear that someone in the building that they live is the victim of a crime. I hate how they accuse one of smoking. You're not smoking here, right? They're so dumb. Ew, 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 ew. Como que I'm not smoking. Ew, ew, ew. Dan un asco, gente. Dan un asco.